guys, welcome back. My name's Jess. This is the Scapegoat Club, and in today's video I want to talk about the different levels of hurt and pain, about really truly knowing and feeling and accepting that you have a narcissist in your life. Hi guys, welcome back. So for those who are new here, my name is Jess and I'm dealing with a difficult family situation. And I want to talk about really how hard it is on so many levels when you realize that, in my case, my parents are very, very strongly narcissistic. And so I've talked in different videos about the difference between being diagnosed with a narcissistic personality disorder versus having narcissistic personality traits, and that's really where I'm going with this. I can't diagnose anyone in my family, but what seems clear about narcissism, what the research shows, and what I'm finding in my personal experience is that there is just this really strong and predictable pattern to narcissistic behavior. And what my experience was when I found out that I believed that the patterns of what was happening within my family were narcissistic. You know, it's hard because in one way it's really validating for me and maybe for you that, okay, phew, it's not me. I'm not the problem. It's not my fault, as I've been told for so long, especially those of us in scapegoat roles where we're blamed for so many things that happen. It's very validating to realize that it's not us. But there's also this flip side, which I want to talk about today, which is where it still really hurts to kind of accept that this is a problem. So this video has been prompted for me by, I had received a recent communication from my parents. Despite going no contact, they still contact me. And I do have a choice as to whether I read their letters, to be fair, but I chose to read this one, and that's my decision, and I take responsibility for that. In this letter, I'll go through it another time, but basically there was a lot of blame for me, and there was implications that I was going through a phase of not talking to them, and enough was enough, and I need to move on and stop being selfish and think about them. And it was very invalidating. It implies that I'm not really thinking about my decisions, and also there was something in there about that they'd given me the space that I wanted, and it's like, no, you haven't given me space. If I've had any space, it's because I have very firmly put in boundaries that means that I get a break from this. I asked for you to give me space, parents, and your response was no. Actually, your response was no through emails and phone calls, to the extent that I felt so harassed that I blocked phone and email contact. So that is not you giving me space. That's me enforcing that I get the space that I need for my health. And so to receive a letter from them, and I haven't contacted them for 18 months, and I also think that not contacting someone it's a form of communication. And for me, it was saying, what you're doing is not okay with me, and I'm not going to respond to the lies that you're saying about me, to nasty communication, to blaming me for things that I haven't done. I'm not going to respond when you don't listen to what I say, and we can't have an open and honest and respectful conversation where we both hear each other. That was what my no contact was about, and it was like, I just can't keep having these conversations, and I'm not going to put myself through it. And I naively had this little part in the back of my brain that I thought, maybe this is so extreme because it was so different from anything that I'd ever done in my relationship. I feel like I've always been very aware that if I had any distance from my parents, then it wouldn't go down well. I've always been in contact with my parents on some levels. And so to not have that contact is really big, and it was a huge shift in our relationship. And I guess I kind of had this naive hope that maybe by me making this big statement, they would take the time and think and reflect on the fact that I had made this big step of saying, this isn't working for me and I'm not going to do it. But it didn't happen. They just came back with the blame, the shame, the poor us, when are you going to think about us? And it reminds me a lot of, I have a video online about, I wanted to provide a perspective of an adult who's decided that they need to take a break from their relationship with their parents. And I wanted to do it in a respectful and open way, because I'd seen a lot of comments from adult parents saying kids who estrange themselves from their parents are mean, selfish, entitled, don't get it, and just all these negative things. And I wanted to say, hey, there's a different perspective. There might be other reasons. And I, again, naively am continually disappointed about how many comments I get that just say exactly the same thing, that I'm selfish, that I'm entitled, that I'm immature, that I'm trying to hurt my parents. And what gets me in these comments is a lot of them are really mean. They're really mean. And I've even had people saying, I'm not narcissistic, but, and then there's the blaming and the shaming and the blowing things out of context and the not having a balanced argument, and all of these narcissistic qualities within one comment. And I'm just thinking, wow, you know, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. There's no self-reflection, and there's no concept from these perspectives that there is anything that the parent has done and it's all the child's fault. And it's really hard seeing that coming from my own parents. So when I receive a letter that tells me that I'm selfish and I'm not thinking about anybody else, and that all of the family problems are my fault and all of these things, there are different levels of hurt for me in that. First of all, it hurts to have horrible comments sent to me like that, you know, because even though I know that that's not true and they're not logical, I've heard them for so long that it is like reopening an old wound, and I have to do the work to remember that that's not correct, and it's not me, and I am doing the right things and what I need to do I'm doing the best in a bad situation, I feel. And I'm not perfect, but it's a pretty rotten situation to be in, right? And so that hurts. But then what really hurts me even more, I think, is this realization that they're not getting it, and that they are exhibiting exactly what all the experts tell me that narcissists do. They are just playing out. Someone read a great comic that there's a narcissistic playbook, and that is what my parents are playing out, and that hurts me too. And I think it hurts because I just have to really deeply, truly get it into here that it is narcissistic behavior, and the likelihood is that it's never going to change. And it just hurts. It just hurts. But it does get easier, I think, with time. And I'm curious what your thoughts are, and if you think things do get easier with time. And I'm also curious, I've seen two different perspectives on this. That one person says that it was a psychiatrist talking about personality disorders, and said that they can ease over time, and with age, for some reason, the really strong defensive behavioral traits that people have can ease up as people get older. And I've also seen another clinical counselor say that narcissists do not get better with age. And my experience so far is being, my parents are definitely not letting up. The more this goes on, it's almost like the more hurt, and the harder, the more they go away and reload and re-weaponize and come back and fight even harder. So I'm curious what your experience is. Do your narcissists mellow with age? Friends, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate the fact that now we have nearly 500 subscribers. I'm sad that there are so many of us going through similar situations, but I'm also really appreciating the support that we can all give each other through our shared experiences. Most of you are wonderful and really, really respectful and positive. I would also just like to give a gentle reminder that I do want this to be an open and supportive discussion forum, and if there are comments that are hurtful or abusive or untrue or what I consider unsafe for myself or for any of you guys watching, I will correct or delete the comments or block the commenter. And so I just ask that you respect that and keep the dialogue. I don't expect you to agree with me at all, and I'm really open to dialogue. I definitely don't get everything right all the time. I'm still learning, but I would ask that if you have different perspectives, then please be respectful of me and of other commenters on the channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all your support. If you would like to join the club, hit the subscribe button, give me a like if you like the video. It will help make the videos more visible on YouTube, and so hopefully we can get some more subscribers. Oh, I have a little insect friend. And if you're able to make any financial donation, I do also have a Patreon account. Thank you, friends. Please take care, and I will talk to you again. Bye for now.